Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about something that's rather interesting. You see, Wargaming made an announcement yesterday that they are going to be giving away 20,000 gold and 90 days of premium for free to people that participate on a playtest. But it's a bit more than just you get 20,000 gold and 90 days of premium. We're going to be taking a brief look at this, and I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinions on whether this is actually a good thing or a bad thing. So, it says there's a survey with playtesting floating around recently. Avoid this. Do not engage in this playtest. You will be required to sign an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. This assumes you are above the age of 18, provide a full legal name, and other extremely personal information. The NDA terms waive most responsibility from Wargaming. You are not allowed to disclose anything regarding the NDA or its protected information for 5 years. I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to disclose anything from an NDA you signed. All disputes will be settled through arbitration. If you don't know why this is bad, Google it. Essentially, arbitration is, instead of going to court and having a big case with a lot of money being spent and a bajillion files having to be submitted, arbitration is a private party where it's usually, like a retired judge that will tell you what the outcome's going to be, and that you have to listen to that outcome. So it's kind of like a way to ignore the majority of the court proceedings, but still get an answer that you have to follow. Should damages occur to Wargaming through your usage or distribution of the playtest, you'll be held liable for all damages, losses, or claims. Wargaming, like in the past, does not make it clear what they consider to be confidential information. If you plan to playtest for information about the playtest and wish to publicize it, there can be extreme civil liabilities imposed. To simple all of this down, Wargaming needs people to test a new client of the game that has sensitive information, possibly. They are willing to give you 20,000 gold and 90 days of premium to test this new client of the game. But in return, they don't want you talking about what you've tested for the next 5 years or until it is presumably added into the game. So, do I think that's a big deal? Honestly, no. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I think for the majority of people that have wallets, especially the whales, this is obviously not a good idea because there's really nothing you gain. 20,000 gold isn't that big of a deal. It's like 50 bucks. But if you are a player who doesn't spend money on this game, you have a free-to-play account, and you do want to get some gold, and you play on the NA server, I don't think this is the worst thing ever, because obviously any new tanks or information that is added into the game is still public info to talk about. You're only not allowed to talk about info that is private and you signed an NDA about. So really, it's just up to you to keep your mouth shut about info that isn't in the game and you know about ahead of time. That's about as simple as it is. So really, it's whether you trust yourself enough to keep your mouth shut. I obviously would never sign this because I know, as a YouTuber who's making information about leaks on the game, that that's a terrible idea for me. But as I said, for people out there that don't really pay that much attention to the game itself and just want to get some gold, complete a survey or whatever Wargaming wants you doing, I don't actually think it's that big of a deal, and I think if you just are smart, you're not going to run into any legal troubles or anything like that. So that's kind of my opinion. When it comes to the NDA, Playtest Cloud is a proper company with real security measures. Sharing content from the closed playtest will probably actually get you caught. Don't play with your own future just for a mobile tank game. Also, playtests will most likely be watermarked. Do not be stupid and attempt to get around it by blurring the watermark. Cloud playtesting services have a full history of screen recordings, all playtest sessions. Don't bother trying to get around it. So if you do think that you can cheat your way through and you can share the information, honestly, best of luck, because if you get caught, I'm not sure what the repercussions will be, but I can't imagine they're going to be very good. You'll probably get completely booted from the game, and you might even seek some legal issues in the future. When it comes to the actual post from Wargaming themselves, which we can see here, it says, "Hello, help shape the future of Blitz. We are looking for participants on the NA server, US and Canada only, for a playtest on Friday, September 27th. which will be run by our partner Playtest Cloud. It will take up to 90 minutes, and all participants will receive 20,000 gold and 90 days of premium. So it's only going to take 90 minutes. It's not like this is some week-long event. It's just 90 minutes, and honestly, I don't think it's as big of a deal as what Blitz News is leading on to be. I think if you're a person who can keep your mouth shut, this isn't that big of a deal. Just don't share the information that you learned there. That's all you have to do if you want to partake in this. So it's really up to you, obviously. I just thought I'd share the information and let people know. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.